Manever I say ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV there osia dem yopo
to the more substantive issues. If it were in court, we say an orbiter. You know, the more substantive issues for today. But I mean, maybe for Richard.
We don't have to move yet. You allowed my brother to.
Oh, he was just giving us an update or something.
No,
from
it's
Parliament.
not an update. This is propaganda.
Oh.
So you have not repented still?
No, but the thing you are doing, we have to call it by its name.
Oh my God. Well,
Moro, I mean, there's...
You have some responses?
Oh, no, not to...
Okay.
I mean, what he says, Ghanaians are the best judge. They are going through, if you promise that you're going to create jobs, and then you are in office, and what you're saying is the houseboy, housegirl job is what you're going to do for people, then we know what you have brought. You understand? So that one, Ghanaians will judge. But I want to say, quite related to what he said, it's a troubling situation, okay? And I want to talk about inflation. I think that's a part of your matter.
We'll talk about it.
Okay, but then before we get there, I just want to talk about an observation I have made. It is very troubling. Unemployment is becoming a problem. Youth unemployment is a problem. And part of the campaign that was done in 2024 was to solve that problem. The NDC was clear, pushed a clear narrative that they were going to solve the problem. But today, it is worse. Unfortunately, it is worse. And my hope that this can be fixed is in the agri sector. But, you know, because he mentioned the budget, I was looking at the budget.
What data are you working with? When you say it's worse today, what data are you working with?
Working with real-life data that you see out there. I don't think you need data.
That's anecdotal, isn't it?
That's anecdotal. That is real.
Is that a scientific or anecdotal?
Forget, what is scientific? Scientific, is a representation. Hold on. I'm coming. Just relax.
Yes.
I'm talking to you about what people are going through. You are talking to me about scientific. This morning on my way here, 8 able-bodied young men were standing at the intersection with shovels in their hands trying to collect money.
It's always been there.
I'm saying that it's 8 this morning.
8. Okay.
I imagine the other places.
That's against what?
Huh?
That's against what used to be the past?
Look, the lives and hopes of those young people, 8 people, is enough to make a point. You can want 1 million.
No, we want.
But I mean,
we want to compare.
Tomorrow,
because you said it's gotten worse.
You don't need to compare. I'm talking about reality. Compared to what?
Is this gotten worse?
Yes.
Worse is a comparative. If you're.
But they made a point in 2024 that the situation in the country was where they were coming to.
We asked them the same question.
But I'm saying that they said unemployment was bad. Yes. They were coming to fix it. And Ghanaians voted for them. And they have come, and more people are on the streets.
Okay. And that's what I asked you. When you say more, as against what? Compared to what?
Also, you haven't seen it?
I've seen them too.
Okay, so if you have seen it, I'm saying it. Just let's have the conversation.
I was thinking you're going to say, last year or 2 years, 3 years, you see say 2, 3 people. Today is 8.
It is
then
absolutely, Moro, absolutely, absolutely irrelevant.
Okay.
To be referring me to yesterday,
no,
when people were hungry yesterday.
Those
who, hold on. Those who were hungry.
What circumstance you ask? You said it's gotten worse. So
why are you belaboring that it's gotten worse? Talk about it now. What is... No. If it's gotten worse, it means we have a bad situation.
Yes.
You going back to talk about what it was yesterday does not solve the problem of the people who are... So let's talk about today. Why are you talking about yesterday when we...
Richard,
you don't have too much time. And very soon now...
You said worse.
Moro.
What are the numbers? What was the numbers before? What are the numbers now?
Moro, you can get hung up on worse or what. I'm telling you, if you don't admit it, the reality is out there.
I admit that we have an
let's move on. Let's move on.
Once you use worse, I have a responsibility to ask you, Richard, worse as compared to what? If you don't have the numbers, you can make progress.
As compared to what they were saying in 2024.
No, but you are talking now.
Moro.
Okay, let's make progress. You don't want to share any figures with me, so it's okay. Let's make progress.
I am talking to you about people's experience.
Yes. We know that. Okay. They don't have a job. They are home. They are complaining.
And they said they were coming to solve that problem.
Yes.
And I'm telling you that today there's more people on the street. There are more people.
How do you tell?
You just told me that you see them too. So what question are you asking me?
No, so I see human
Moro,
beings.
let me not argue
not
with
working.
you. I'm here to.
But has it gotten worse? And how do we arrive at the conclusion it's gotten worse? It's a simple question. I'm surprised. You're very good at answering questions, but today...
because you asked me a needless question.
It's not.
A question that you have an answer.
Very, very
no,
important question.
It's not.
You see, once you use the word worse, I have to interrogate it.
You have to put me in English class because this thing that you're doing.
Richard,
I'm just saying.
Save yourself the trouble by saying that.
I don't have any trouble.
You promise to solve.
You just want to make this easy for Fred Ahiagba.
No,
that's what you are doing. Okay, then let's leave it alone. Yesterday,
here we go. You're my very good friend. Here we go. If you're saying you promise to come and solve the unemployment problem, you haven't solved it, or what is happening? Fair question. But once you use the word worse, I'm sitting here, people are watching. Say, how did Richard arrive at the conclusion it's gotten worse? Then you say, oh, well, because back in the day, I'll see 2-3 people on the streets. Today, I'm seeing 8 people on the streets.
I've answered your question. I've answered your question. I don't know what you're trying to do.
You haven't.
Are you doing defensive mechanism for Fred?
No,
I don't know.
That. Oh, that's not personalizing.
No problem. I'm not personalizing. I'm just saying that. I'm just saying that the question you are asking is absolutely irrelevant.
Absolutely relevant.
That's
once you use words.
When you have your reflection, hold on.
How do you mean?
Moro, when you
what was it before and what was it now? Absolutely relevant.
You know what is disingenuous in your posturing?
Yes.
Is that you yourself told me that you've been seeing people.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. But you have not spoken about it. Hold on.
48 years. I've been seeing people in the last 30 years.
No problem. Just calm down.
So I'm saying it's not new.
Oh, it's not new.
Oh, it's not new to see people on the streets.
It's not new.
Where you and I need to be worried about more.
Moro, it's not new.
No, it's not new. Oh,
okay. So just hold on. So the point I'm saying is that you say it's not new, but you have not advocated for them. Oh. I am advocating for them. Hold on. But I've come here. Yeah. I've come here. You have not. This morning, at least you haven't. And I'm saying it, and you are just arguing with me instead of
let's not shift the goalposts. You've said the matter. You said the thing has gotten worse. And I'm saying that when you say it's gotten worse, what was it before and what was it now? I don't know why we have to beat. Look, let's not belabor the point and litigate.
I don't know if you are the host, you are the NDC rep.
No!
But what I'm trying to tell you,
I am a journalist. I'm supposed to ask you questions.
No. You ask me.
Once you start holding people, it doesn't help your argument.
No, wait. Now,
it doesn't help your argument.
No, hold on.
It's a simple question. It's a very harmless question.
Hold on.
Once you say it's gotten worse,
yes.
How do you mean? Okay, so back in the day, it's anecdotal, but I can take that. Back in the day, maybe when I'm going to work, I see 2 people. Today, I see 10 people. Where the additional 8, where are they from?
Okay.
NDC, sit up because the process is getting worse.
No problem.
It's as simple as that. We have to litigate on this.
Thank you.
If you don't have the numbers, I don't have the numbers.
Moro,
I think it's gotten worse. Then we make progress.
Moro, calm down.
Oh, you are my friend. Don't do that.
No, but you are taking a certain position that is as though that Fred is not here. You are doing Fred's business.
You have asked me the same question.
No, I won't have asked you. But here, just cool down. I am the political representative here.
Yes.
You are supposed to be a neutral arbiter asking us questions, but you have taken that position. But that's fine.
Oh.
But the question I am going to ask you is this.
Yes.
Implicit in what I have said, if you are doing the journalistic work you want to do. Now let's get back to the English you want to get to. Implicit in what I said, that things have gotten worse. I mentioned the number 8. Implicit in that is that it wasn't 8 yesterday.
Okay.
If you weren't here to do politics, you would have just listened to that and deduced. But then you are doing politics. Moro, that's what you're doing.
Every journalist.
Hold on. Now that's what we're coming. Hold on, calm down.
Whether they are partisan or not is another matter.
Calm down.
Just
calm down. You are not yelling. Calm down. The point I'm making to you is that if you are paying attention and not being partisan about what it is, I'm saying to you that I don't have a prejudice. You have a problem with prejudice.
No.
I am clear.
Harmless question I asked Richard.
No, it's not a harmless question. It's a calculated question. How you ask me that question? Hold on, Moro.
Richard, when somebody says on your platform and the person says something has gotten worse.
You are going to make this a battle between you and I, and I'm quite ready. Moro, here is the point I'm making to you. Implicit in me telling you that I've seen 8 people this morning is that there needn't be 8 people on the street, and it wasn't 8 people on the street yesterday. But you sat up here and you want to litigate that because you want to make it look good. How? That's what you are doing. So if not, just let me make the point. No, it's not innocuous. It's not. I'm telling you, you can assume that because you do it and we don't tell you.
Sacrosanct.
No, please.
Your opinion, it's not sacrosanct. You are entitled.
I am not telling you opinion. I'm telling you reality.
From whose reality?
I mentioned a place. I mentioned a place to you. Atomic. I mentioned a place to you.
No problem.
So what is your business?
No, you have seen 8 people.
Yes.
You are asking me to assume that the fact that you've seen 8 people means that yesterday it was 5 or it was less. Today is more. How do you expect me to make that assumption?
Okay, calm down. You yourself said you have been seeing people.
You've been most unfair to me this morning.
No, because it is you that is being partisan. No, you are being partisan. Moro, you have been doing this. You are being partisan. No, you are being partisan.
How?
You are supposed to be neutral. How? You are supposed to be neutral, you are being partisan, and Richard, you are caught on it. Oh, no, I'm not surprising you. How? It is you who is surprising because you are supposed to be the host, and you have taken an entrenched position. You understand? I'm ready to go this route with you if that's what you want. But the point is that you are supposed to moderate between me and him. And he has made a point. Hold on, Moro.
Wait for Fred to ask the question.
No, you are asking the question. I was here when Fred was speaking the propaganda. He didn't say a thing. You finished and said we should move on. But hold on. What do you mean? That I said words?
I said words. And I said, how did you arrive at the word? How did you arrive at a friend said the conclusion is going.
And I'm telling you that the arrival is the number that I have mentioned to you, and you have agreed that you've been seeing numbers on the street. I'm saying that there's 8.
What if it was 10? Hold on. What if it was 10? Today is 8.
So you tell me that you saw 10 and today is less.
Because you don't have the numbers.
Told me that. What do you mean I don't have numbers? I gave you a practical number. I'm not quoting statistics to you.
Let's move on.
So you need to make sure that if you are running the program, be neutral.
No problem.
Be neutral. And this thing you are yelling up and down to suggest as if that somebody is having an issue with you. No. If you want
what is this thing about neutrality?
You went there. I was just telling you a matter that I've experienced. In a sober way, I'm telling you that today my experience is bad. But you are the one wanting to take a position and make a cheap shot at me. And I'm trying to let you know your position. You are supposed to be a neutral moderator between the two of us. And you are taking a political stance. And I don't think that's fair.
No, go ahead.
Okay? Because when I get up from here, a rep from my party will come and sit here. And if you are being biased, then the conversation looks bad. And creates the impression as if government is doing something that is not. So we are here. Hold on.
We get these kinds of things all the time. We're used to it.
Hold on. The point I am making is that
this man, he's been doing this to me every day.
No, I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it. He didn't do anything like that. I am trying to tell you that when I have opportunity to talk about what is worrying Ghanaians out there, allow me.
No problem, go ahead.
Fred just talked about people now that his government is not going to be shipping people to go and do houseboy, housegirl outside this country. Okay? Is that what you promised?
If you are quoting me, quote me well.
Isn't that what you said?
Quote me.
But you said the military is doing a good job. You said they are doing a good job. Now there will be labor laws that applies to people who are going to be shipped.
Stop this.
That you are quoting Cuba and the rest. So what is this?
Stop this childish thing. I didn't say that.
So what did you say? Say so I can quote you.
What they are doing this morning is very childish. Stop it. Stop it. You prepared from the house that you are coming to antagonize the host.
No.
You think that the host will just sit down and be watching you to see whatever you want.
Okay, so you see what I'm saying? The point is that Moro is playing in your corner, so you like it.
Why?
When I made a simple point,
I picked on him on this show before. I picked on him a number of times.
But it's not the first time I'm having a show with the No. Because he was helping you were quiet.
The man asked you a simple question. You said unemployment is worse in our country. He said, give me numbers. You can't just come into a national television and say unemployment is worse without any evidence.
No problem.
Because you saw 8 people in the morning. When yesterday 20 people were standing on the road. Because you saw 8 this morning, it became worse. Is that how we judge?
Do you live in this country?
You live here. I live in Afghanistan.
No problem. But I live here. Moro, you live in this country. When I asked Moro, does he see the numbers or not? He said he sees them. So your assumption is that unemployment is not bad in this country. Hold on.
Where did you pass this?
Hold on. So you are telling me that unemployment.
Where did you pass this money? No, I'm not asking. Where did you pass this money? God is not you. You are the only time I don't pass through a blue kiosk.
Oh my God. You know what you're saying is not right.
It's not right, but what you're doing is right.
I don't drink anyway, just so you know that. But Fred, Fred, listen, no problem. I don't go to a blue kiosk. But the point I want to make to you is that when I make a point about unemployment, will you tell me unemployment is better in Ghana today?
Look.
Would you say that?
Don't ask me opinion. If I'm going to talk
but Fred, but you are saying that you want evidence. I'm saying that apart from my evidence, would you say that unemployment is something better.
Are we not supposed to stick to facts, statistics?
What is facts?
What
is fact when you have evidence?
Which
of
evidence?
People's daily lives?
Your evidence.
I'm talking about people's
just left
daily
power
lives.
11 months ago.
You know,
so your evidence
honestly,
to become sacrosanct. To come on national television this morning, and your view, your opinion, your evidence should be what everybody should accept. Nobody the facts on the ground.
You know, one of the things.
Tell me what you did in the 8 years that you were in power to solve unemployment in Ghana.
No problem.
Tell us.
But why should I tell you?
Why
should I tell
for
you?
For the 8 years, what you did, you say you brought NAPCO.
No problem.
You told them about this recruit of 100,000 people. Where are they today?
No problem.
Please don't go on that tangent.
Who got just
when we talk about unemployment,
wait.
you have no record.
Why is it important?
You have no record.
Why is it important?
So don't go on that
why is it important to talk about yesterday when we are in today? You said you can fix the problem that
you
were
doing a comparative analysis.
I am not doing a comparative analysis.
No,
I was telling you
it is worse today.
Please. I was telling you the reality of today, giving you evidence of what is happening just today.
Reality? Whose reality?
Maybe not your reality.
Your reality.
Maybe not your reality. But the reality of the majority of Ghanaians out there. No. The people who are the young men who are standing in that traffic this morning
they just
with shovels, with shovels trying to beg for money instead of the ability to go and get employment.
You are almost
their relatives are what I'm talking about. No, I'm talking about it today because you won't talk about it. You came here and spew all these things about they are going to Afghanistan to go and do houseboy and house girl. But that's what you said. The best your government can do is to create a situation where the human resource of our country will be shipped to go and do houseboy and house girl in some country. But the truth is that Moro, you and then with Moro supporting you. Moro, just hold on.
Moro supporting me.
So you are creating no problem.
If that's your problem.
That's okay, you can take that position. But the point is that to argue against people's pay and people's reality as a government will never help you. That's a free advice I can give you. To argue against people's pay. Beyond that example I was going to give you, are more examples.
Have you finished?
You understand?
Have you finished?
You don't need to ask me that. When I'm finished, I'll tell Moro. The truth of the matter is that things are getting worse in the country.
Bring Richard Cook.
Things are getting worse.
It's too high.
And so it's painful. It's painful when that is being told and then a certain position is taken. It's painful because you are in government and so therefore you don't have the opportunity to engage with people more.
Can you imagine?
You don't have.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, you don't because I do. For my work I do.
So when you were in power for the past 8 years,
and you in your constituency when you are talking, when you are talking about common fund being distributed to bridge the poverty gap in your constituency and therefore generating internal revenue for IGF and the rest of it is not sufficient compared to other big metropolitan and municipal areas. What are you talking about? Is it not in relation to economic activity? But it's in relation to economic activity. And so therefore, where you come from, there are a bunch of... Your constituent, hold on.
We're having a conversation.
No, hold on. Let me finish. You can come in. Your constituents this morning, a group of young people in your constituency this morning need employment. So when we are talking about employment matters and you sit here and act as if the suggestion that people should be shipped abroad to go and do houseboy, house girl is the panacea to solving the unemployment problem. For me, it's sad.
You go to church. You,
in your constituency, if employment will be created, it has to do with investment in agriculture. But look at your budget. Look at your budget from 2025. The allocation to agri was about 2.9 billion. Okay, if you look at Agri Digest report, Richard, about 1.5 billion of that went. Sorry,
but I'll come back. I'll come back to you so you can learn on this.
This is part of the plot. You would allow me to learn.
It's a very important.
You would allow me to learn because I'm trying to make a point that you should allow. Anyway, just do your commercial. Just go ahead.
You're so much a good one. You can Metro Television. To me, journalism was always under some kind of barrage of attacks. I mean, callers will calling and attacking of being here or being there, and it's just the nature of the job. So when you hear sometimes guests out of some little misunderstanding sort of attributes or cast all kinds of insinuations at journalists, it's very normal. We're used to it, but we still have to do our job. still have to do our job. And again, I want to put this very clearly. There's no journalist who's not political. Every journalist is political, but what you don't do is to be partisan. Okay, and that's why when I hear people say, as journalists, you have to be objective. There's nothing like objectivity, because what you think is your objectivity, somebody else's subjectivity. What you need to do is to be impartial. Okay, you have to be fair, and fair to not just the guest, but fair to the facts. So there's somebody comes, speaks for 5 minutes, 5 minutes. If you're asking questions of A, ask questions of B. But I come from a home. I have a certain orientation. I may be a socialist or I may be a capitalist, but be fair. Okay, ask the right questions, ask the critical questions. And that's what journalists, being politicians telling you are better than NDC and NPP. It's neither here nor there, yes. But whether you are CVP or whatever, are you being fair? That's, for me, that's the most important thing. So, with that said, I guess that we can proceed with that conversation. No. To be fair, it was Richard who was on. No, he would.
No, but you started this.
But I did for just 5 minutes.
I would do us the honors by landing on this matter quickly, so that we can make progress. Because we've spent a lot of time on this matter.
I mean, it's time that we have to spend.
We have three very important issues to talk
no
about.
problem.
There's inflation, there's Martin P. Wins, one other one.
No problem. Inflation is important, and we're talking about that even now. Okay. See, so Moro, I think you have sort of a bully pulpit, so you kind of color the issue to exonerate yourself. But the point I am making is that I am here as a representative of a political party. Not any mean political party, but a new patriotic party. So I have every right. And when I live here, most especially as the director of communication, I am mindful that when I'm not here, my colleagues are here.
Right.
And so when I identify something that would disrupt and affect the kind of communication we want to have, I need to address it here and now.
Okay.
So I realize that your line of questioning is leading to a conversation that does not, in our assessment, benefit the Ghanaian today. You want to talk about yesterday, but we are in today. The pain of Ghanaian people today is about the conditions that obtain in Ghana today. And so when we are here to have a conversation, we want to talk about the matters that are militating against our progress today, not that of yesterday. So when you want to take me to yesterday, I am not interested in that, because especially when I have contextualized a conversation for you that they promised to fix the problems of yesterday today, and they are in office today, and those problems are getting worse, and you yourself concede that you see the situation I'm describing, I expect us to have a conversation going forward. And that was where I didn't agree with you advancing a conversation yesterday and getting us to go instead of going into a conversation of today. The point I am making is unemployment is worse. And I experience it on a daily basis based on my interactions and the things I do on a daily basis. The calls that you hear on social media when you read, and the evidence that I saw today, the numbers increasing on the street, able-bodied young people, government's own investment in the budget that they have put out. And you see that investment in the productive sectors of the economy is reducing. Today, we're going to be talking about inflation, but when you look at the government's investment in agric, where it's supposed to be able to, agric part of the real sector, growth in that sector, investment in that sector translate into jobs. But this government's investment in agric sector continues to drop. From 2024, allocations to a Ministry of Agric was about 3.3 billion Ghana cedis. In 2025, that was dropped about 13%, okay, to 2.9 billion.
Right.
Again, in 2026 budget, agric allocations have dropped again. Now we're just talking about allocation on the face of it. That is dropping. Now go further and see what actually translates in terms of disbursement to the ministry when the outturns come out. So if it's 2.9, it'll probably be less in terms of real disbursement. If it is 2.2, it's going to be less.
Okay.
That's a concerning matter. That's a situation that is going to affect jobs.
Yeah.
And so the only recourse for the government is to say that let's ship people outside to go and do houseboy and house girl job. That becomes a major conversation in our country. That the only way to solve our problem is to copy Cuba to copy these other countries who are preparing and shipping their young people out. And if we are shipping our young people out, who will stay here and build a country? Right. So rather than solve our problems, we are running away from them. And that's the issue. So, Moro, I am very clear that as we engage in a development communication conversation to advance our country, it has to be done impartially. Especially those of you in this enviable position of moderating the conversation must, understanding that you are not necessarily immune from political sensitivity, must do your best to moderate the conversation in a way that gives utmost dividend to the Ghanaian. I suppose that the idea you were going to take me making comparison to yesterday, which is not relevant today, is not useful, it's not going to advance anybody's interest, which is why I didn't want you to carry on. And so once we have that understanding, I think it should be clear that I am here to do a job, and that job is what I'm furthering, and I expect that you are here to do a job and you should further that job. And where I see that you are veering off in a way that is affecting and making you look as if you are my compatriot in terms of political combat, then I need to point it out to you, because otherwise then I sit here and I have two people against me, and I don't think that any of my colleagues who come sit here will find it comfortable, which is the reason I pointed it out. It was not to score any points against you, but to be able to make sure that we keep fidelity to the roles you have as a journalist, the role I have as a communication person for the New Patriotic Party, and also Fred as MP and communication person for the NDC. Let's do that, and Ghana will benefit. And that's my view. And so any day, if you veer off and you are getting political, I'll let you know. That is not to say that I'm trying to pigeonhole you, but let's make sure that everybody is playing their role fair and square.
Richard is incorrigible.
Moro, I think that.
No, if you say that that's not acceptable, I'm not incorrigible.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
No. If you say it's negative, what is I'm incorrigible?
So you don't want to change your mind.
No, but if you say I'm incorrigible, that's negative.
It depends how I see it.
It's incorrigible is you correct somebody, but you haven't corrected me. You took a position I disagree with, so we agree to disagree.
So I'll take that back.
Moro.
Dedi kama mamena PENDREAM TV ase. Na so far so good. Say open online portal e wo Ghana. Nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, PENDREAM TV.